Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Acts chapter 5, verses 17 through 20, and we need to remember from today's text that jealousy absolutely corrupts your heart. It ruins our heart whenever we're jealous, whenever we want things that other folks have. When we're jealous, it makes us do bad things. It makes us think bad things about others. It makes us want to do bad decisions. It makes us make bad decisions when we are full of jealousy and we want what someone else has. Jealousy is just no count at all. And what we're going to see today in our reading is that jealousy is going to be the very thing that is fueling the anger of the religious leaders. In fact, if you remember the religious leaders, one of the primary reasons they did not like Jesus is because they were jealous of Jesus. They didn't like that everybody was following Jesus and watching Jesus and listening to Jesus. They didn't like all the miracles that he was doing. And then this jealousy not only comes on Jesus, but now it comes on his followers. So let's jump into our reading today. But the high priest rose up, and all who were with him, that is the party of the Sadducees. Now, the Sadducees was a particular group of Jewish leaders, just like we have our political parties today, Republicans, Democrats, you got independents, and there's a whole host of other ones that we don't even think about, but Democrats and Republicans are the two primary political parties in our system. Well, there were political parties within this religious leadership class, and one of those parties was the group of the Sadducees. And the Sadducees actually seemed to have a little bit more power than the Pharisees. They had an interesting idea about the resurrection. They didn't think that the resurrection of the dead would happen. The Pharisees did. But this group of the Pharisees were kind of in power. They had the most power between these groups at this time, or one of the groups that had a lot of power. So the high priest stood up. And what does it say right here? He was filled with jealousy. And so all of the actions of the high priest, remember, they don't like it that the disciples are preaching about Jesus. They don't like it that they're telling people about Jesus and talking about his death, burial, and resurrection. And the high priest, the religious leader, like the prime religious leader of the Jewish community, is filled with jealousy. And what does this jealousy do? It makes the high priest make a bad choice. Make a bad decision. What does he do? It says they arrest the apostles and put them in public prison. They don't like it that they are talking about Jesus and that they won't be quiet about it. They're putting them in public prison. I think this is a bad idea to put God's people in prison. We have to remember that arrests are still happening to people that are following after Jesus, that are following after Christ. But during the night, what happens? An angel of the Lord opened the prison doors. So the apostles are in prison, and then an angel comes and opens the door. An angel comes and frees them. That's an attitude we need to adopt. We're actually in the middle of Vacation Bible School, and our adults are studying about angels and demons. So I just obviously drew my attention to this quite a bit. But the attitude we need to change is that there are angels that are in existence, and there are angels that are helping us. And we need to be aware that there are ministering spirits that are helping us, and that there are actually antagonistic, angry spirits called demons that are against the things of the world. So let's think about this religious leader, the Sadducees, the high priest. Who do you think might be influencing these leaders? It's going to be demons. Perhaps even Satan himself, being how important this role is. But an attitude we need to adopt is that angels do exist and they do minister to us. So an angel of the Lord opened the prison doors and brought them out. And what did the angel tell them to do? Go and stand in the temple and speak to the people all the words of this life. This is our command. It was the command for the apostles to go and preach the words of life. It is still our command today to go and preach and speak the words of life. Tell people about Jesus. We don't need to stop. So I want to swing back around to this jealousy idea. If jealousy corrupts our hearts and causes us to do terrible things and make bad decisions, we need to instead, this is how we combat it, we need to be thankful for what we have. When we're thankful for what we have, we don't then become jealous of what other people have. This is the same sin that Satan fell into when he fell from his glorious position as an anointed cherub, as this bright star. That's what the name Lucifer means. What happened to Satan is he wasn't thankful. He looked at himself and thought he should be God. And so he was not thankful. And so he saw himself fall. And the best way for you to avoid this trap of jealousy is just to be so content and so happy with what the Lord has given you. And I pray that that type of attitude will keep us from these sinful actions that both the Sadducees did, the high priest did, and even Satan himself did. I pray that that has been a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video.